Dirty Laundry, your home for true crime online. Like, share, subscribe. And still she waits. For over 7 long months, the world has prayed and searched, but to this day, no suspects have been named in the disappearance of 5-year-old Summer Wells. As more locations and people are examined, the closer we get to the truth. If you are the person who knows where Summer has gone, it is better to step forward now than to postpone the inevitable. Call TBI or local LE and let's bring some peace to those who love and cherish Summer. Summer Moon Utah Wells is 5 years old and has been missing from Rogersville, Tennessee since June 15th of last year. In June she was 3 feet tall and weighed 40 pounds, but her height and weight may vary a little now. Summer has blue eyes and her natural hair color is blonde, but it could be any color, any length. Look closely. She could be wearing a face mask or even dressed like a boy. If you know anyone who may recently have taken in a child around Summer's size, please take a second look. If you can help with any information in the case or think you may have seen Summer, call TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. God bless, keep your babies close, and it's always thank you. And now, due diligence. What is a septic tank riser? How wide is the opening into the tank? Was the round blue container on the Ben Hill property a standalone trash receptacle, like Candace told the interview room? Or was it a riser, an easily accessible septic tank cover? Would TBI agents have searched this receptacle? What is the THRU? Why was the receptacle removed? And will any further searches follow? Get your hazmat suits and shovels. We're about to start digging. Gross? Of course it is. But it's not impossible that a small child could fit down into one of these holes. It seems fitting in this case that the rabbit hole has now turned into a septic tank. Although I clean at least a dozen toilets a week, I'm a complete bleach freak, and I have no compulsion whatsoever to learn about septic tanks or a history of disposing of bodies in human waste containers. But the theories of remains on the property in an abandoned well or septic tank prompted me to Google cases of recoveries from tanks and how the riser covers work. From my first video on Summer, there have always been questions about abandoned wells, cellars, and septic systems on the Ben Hill property. Local LE and TBI have asked us to step aside and allow them to do their jobs. Except for the 4-pack of heels, most YouTubers have stayed out of the way and been as patient as possible with LE, considering there seems to be no urgency to find Summer or solve the case. 7 months later, we have nothing but silence from law enforcement. It's time to take a closer look at the procedures and protocol involved with an underground search and the possibility that Summer might still be on the Ben Hill property. There are quite a few videos dispelling these latest rumors, but I'm not Ronnie Lawson. I want to know more about the receptacle near the scent trail that Candace claimed they were using as a garbage can. Mary's a pretty straightforward lady, and I trust that she's not playing games with federal investigators. Investigators should 100% eliminate the possibility that Summer may have been hidden underground before we literally throw the baby out with the bathwater. While search dogs are 95% accurate and the property has been searched at least twice that we know of, Don's sister says she now remembers a conversation with Don's dad about the possibility that Candace hid Summer in the septic tank. The rumor was reported to officials, but Don's father is said to have dementia, and Mary has a pending case against Don for SR, so it's up to TBI to decide whether or not to pursue the lead, get a court order, and examine the tank for remains. Let me start by telling you that I know nothing about septic tanks, and the only reason I spent all night trying to understand them is so I could try and wrap my head around the possibility that TBI might neglect such an obvious place to stash evidence of any kind. The innocent-looking blue barrel-type structure is actually made to provide easy access to the sewage tank for cleanouts. Every 3 to 5 years, this tank is supposed to be pumped out, and the flat concrete covers can be hard to locate under the dirt. So the riser fits snugly onto the tank opening and has a removable child guard ring inside, and the newer models have screws to secure the lid. During the interview with Chris McDonough, Candace was asked about the riser. She told Chris that it was for garbage, and it was forgotten. Now it appears that the riser is gone. It is hard to tell from pictures, but any opening underneath the receptacle appears to have been covered over now. So how was the blue structure used as a can for garbage pickup if there's no bottom to the riser? It couldn't be picked up or dumped into a garbage truck. Did Candace lie about its purpose? The Technical Hazards Response Unit, also known as THRU or THRU, is a specially trained unit of the FBI. They are called out for situations just like this. They do the hazardous material work, like recovering evidence and remains from septic tanks. They use underwater cameras to run a scope down through the tank and then pump the tank if anything is spotted on the camera. Then, if necessary, the tank is dug up to retrieve the contents. A child in a waste tank seems like an unimaginable act, but if you Google it, you'll find case after case of people disposed or accidentally drowning in septic tanks. The case of Alabama 2-year-old Charlene Nelson on a vacation with her family in a Rockport, Texas RV park is especially horrifying. The 2-year-old was playing in a field of riser-covered openings and jumped on a loose lid. Despite frantic efforts to save the toddler, Charlie couldn't be saved. (2015) In Virginia, Ashley White and Paul Thomas, parents of 5-year-old Noah Thomas, were arrested after Noah was recovered from a septic tank 5 days after he was reported missing. Due to child endangerment concerns, the actual pictures of both Thomas and Charlie had to be put on our community page. There are hundreds of cases online of recoveries from septic tanks. So did TBI or local LE search just the inside of the bin, or did they look underneath the riser to see if a tank was underneath? If so, was the yellow child guard in place to prevent a drowning? Why ignore a possible solution in the absence of any other answers just because it's unpleasant? Will Mary's report be enough to get a search warrant? I'm not convinced that the riser was being used as a trash can, and I'd really like to know more about the vanishing blue structure and other old tanks, wells, and cellars on the property. She has to be somewhere. Someone is fully aware of Summer's location, and among all the rumor, speculation, and innuendo is the truth. Until all possibilities are examined and fully eliminated, Summer will not have justice. Whether it's laziness, arrogance, or just lack of manpower and funding, Summer deserves every effort. When law enforcement says no stone left unturned, they should mean it. As they have said, no one is above suspicion and nothing is off the table. This is one possibility that can be eliminated, so why not start taking things off the table and stop putting them on the back burner? Keep praying. Keep your baby safe. I bid you peace, love, and clean laundry. Now go wash your hands.